everyone, TJ here. Today I'm talking about CAPiTA's best-selling snowboard of all time, one of the most legendary boards still in production. We got the CAPiTA DOA review. Let's get into it. All right guys, real quick for your reference before I get into the construction in this one. I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and I tested the DOA in size 154. Now this is a freestyle focused board on the CAPiTA lineup, and it's a true twin, so it rides the same in both directions, and it runs a camber dominant profile. It runs CAPiTA's Resort V1 profile, so that's positive camber through the body of the snowboard out past the insert packs, where it'll transition to flat and a little bit of reverse camber into the tips. So this thing is going to have very similar to a full traditional camber feel. You're still going to get a lot of pop and energy and power out of this snowboard, but it's just going to be a little bit more forgiving and predictable with that blend in the tips. You're going to find aramid bound sidewalls in this snowboard, and aramid is a very resilient fiber. It's going to help increase the overall durability of the snowboard if you're out there beating it up in the terrain park, but it also increases the energy it can hold just a little bit. Not as much as carbon fiber, but this board does have a lot of carbon in the layup as well. You're going to find 2 fat carbon stringers running tip to tail down the length of this snowboard, which is another lightweight additive that really amplifies the pop you're going to get out of the DOA, which is always a highlight for me on this one. You're also going to get a relatively lightweight Poplar Polonia core and their Quantum Drive sintered base, which is a high molecular weight, very dense sintered base material. It's harder, more durable, and faster compared to extruded bases. You do want to make sure to wax it regularly through the season so it maintains that fast glide you're going to find right out of the wrapper, but it's always nice to see on these higher end snowboards. So that's it for a quick tech breakdown. Now let's get into how this board actually feels out on the mountain. All right, let's start by talking about the overall feel and flex you're gonna get out of the DOA. So I found this board to have a pretty middle of the road freestyle flex. It's stable enough where it's gonna feel solid under your feet. You start to push it a little bit and get into those more high performance kind of zones, but still playful enough to have a good feel for all things freestyle, and has a torsional flex to match. So the way that translates to ground tricks and butters and things like that is it does give up good flex. You can get a nice tall tail press or nose press and have that looking money, but you are gonna have to work for it a little bit. You're gonna have to fight against that flex and that camber profile to get them looking solid, but it's not too difficult to feel this thing out, figure out where those balance points are, and get comfortable just sitting in a tail press or a nose press, or even playing around with a little bit more tricky kind of butters, more techie tricks, where the energy in this snowboard is going to come in handy. That's another big standout for me with the DOA always. This thing has a ton of pop, above average in my opinion, and has a great feel for butters on the exit of tricks, but also around the resort and in the terrain park. And let's talk about park laps now. I filmed some laps out at Copper and Mammoth on this thing. I rode it on some personal days as well. I spent a lot of time on this snowboard, and I feel like it's designed to just be a true all-arounder in the park. And I think that's why so many people gravitate to this snowboard and love it so much, because if it's versatile in the terrain park, like truly versatile, it's going to be versatile around the resort as well, right? So when it comes to actually doing park laps, I think that this board has enough stability where you can start to push things on jumps. You can start, maybe working towards the large line, working on bigger tricks, taking it a little bit deeper in the landing, and it's got the stability to stay confident underfoot as you start to progress to those more high performance zones, but still maintains a playful enough character where it's very comfortable on the jibs as well. This is a board you could straight up use as a jib board. You can press it, you can work on more techie tricks, and it's gonna have a very capable feel for that. It has a nice maneuverable feel for jibbing, but still has that confidence and stability for the bigger features and bigger jumps as well. And with the reputation this board has, I know a lot of people are looking at it. A lot of people look at this board as maybe their first snowboard. So I'd say if you're maybe in that more like beginner to low intermediate range, or maybe you're just getting started figuring out things in the terrain park, This is probably going to be more board than you want under your feet. Looking at something maybe like the Pathfinder or even the Ultra Fear, it's going to make those early stages a little bit more comfortable for you. But at the same time, this could be a board you could really grow into and could help you progress into those more high intermediate and advanced stages of park riding as well. It's up to you if you want that trade-off early on or not. I also want to quickly talk about the carving and resort experience you're going to get riding the DOA. And 2 specs I want to highlight for you guys are the waist width and side cut. So at size 154, you're going to get a 25 centimeter waist width, which is maybe just a touch narrow compared to other park boards, but still very versatile, going to have a nice nimble, maneuverable feel edge to edge. But if you do run a large boot size, I would definitely recommend looking at a wide size in the DOA. This board comes in tons of sizes. There's a size out there for everybody and a lot of wide options as well. And it runs a 7.9 meter side cut. So it's a little bit longer, but still a very versatile side cut. Going to feel good at a wide variety of speeds. And I would say generally, as you're out there cruising and exploring, this board's going to have a comfortable feel underfoot. I don't think you're really going to find this board's lacking. It's going to be able to handle chop. It's going to be able to handle speed pretty well. But if you are the type that really likes to play around on your edges, maybe you have a more aggressive free ride board in your quiver and you're used to that style of riding, really start to push it like you would on a free ride board, you are going to be able to find the limits of it. But like I said, for just general resort cruising, looking for side hits, hanging out with the homies, maybe getting in the trees or even doing some hikes, I think you're going to be happy with the DOA and the performance that it delivers. All right, overall, if you're the type of rider that's not a stranger to the terrain park and you want something that is very versatile, something that'll hold a solid edge cruising around the resort, but will still give up presses and allow you to do techie tricks, making them look the way that you want them to look, but truly be able to step up to some big booters and bigger features with confidence as well, the DOA is a solid choice to look at. So if that sounds like you, check this one out. I'm gonna have it linked down below this video so it's easy for you to find. And I'm curious, since so many of you have probably ridden this snowboard, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if you think the review is on point or if I missed something. I appreciate you guys. Drop a like if you got some value. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I'll see you in a new review next time. Later, guys.